Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not. We're on episode 2 of the Spider-Man Retrospective, The Spider Slayer. Eh, this episode's fine. It's character development here that's important for the rest of the show, but eh, eh. So I can't remember. I don't remember how this starts. Swinging? No, there's nothing. I don't get introduced to the thing till later, so no, we just start at the Daily Bugle, I guess. And Peter is brought into JJ's office because JJ, as we find out, is friends with the whole Hardy family. And so this is where we're introduced to Felicia Hardy. And here we get told that they go to college together, even though we have not yet met Felicia. Now, I'm going in order that's on Disney Plus, and it's apparently the same order that's on Wikipedia, so I always thought that this and next episode were split further apart, but I guess not. I don't know. But, yeah, and Eddie Brock has some big news story he wants to crack. And we immediately cut to him at Oscorp, where Norman Osborn has hired Spencer Smythe, who is with his son Alistair, to create the Spider Slayer known as the Black Widow. I don't think you can call it that. Just saying. Apparently, its hull, the outside of it, is so strong you have to use acid to melt it so you can put screws in it. But I'm sitting here going, why? Two questions pop in mind. One, why are you putting the screws in it after it's already put together like that? What? Why? Huh? Shouldn't the screws be on the underside, not on the tops? I don't know. But also, what kind of story? I'm wondering, what kind of story is Brock going to do? He obviously is not going to be able to implicate Oscorp. That would be a no-no. Why would he say that Oscorp is going after what is the hero? Right? I'm sure JJ wouldn't care, but my thought is, what is the story he's telling? This thing is going after the hero of New York City? Why? I just don't get Brock's story. It turns out to be the unmasking of Spider-Man, which is also confusing. I get we want to know what it is, but why would it be a story that's going to do anything but piss people off? Right? Because you unmask Spider-Man, then he can't be a hero anymore. It's going to... I don't know. We also see that Osborn is secretly working with the Kingpin. Yes, who's very hidden behind things in this episode. He's not fully out there yet as a villain. So, Peter is going to be used as a photographer at Felicia's fancy smancy dance ball thingy, which Peter is going to with Aunt May, who wants to fix him up with the niece of her friend. Who we don't get any mention yet, but she wants to fix him up. And here's the thing. What's worse than... It's never happened to me. What's worse than having your mom or mother figure, aunt, grandma, whatever, try to fix you up with one of their friends' daughters or nieces or granddaughters or something like that, right? Oh, my coworker has a nice daughter. You think... Might go on a date. No one's ever tried that with me. As I mentioned, I didn't start dating until I was a senior in high school. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. What's weirder than that? It works out, obviously, but yeah. We find out that Flash Thompson is planning a prank, bro. He's there with Harry Osborn, who's supposed to be Peter's friend, but they don't even call him by name here. Really. But it's Harry Osborn, and he's putting on the costume so he can mess with the people in there, apparently. there's really no reason for him to do this other than for what the story dictates with the Spider Slayer. Because he shows up and starts farting around, and then the Spider Slayer, the Black Widow, shows up. I'm calling it the Spider Slayer, because when I say Black Widow, you think. The Spider Slayer shows up and grabs him, which cues Peter to run off and change into a Spider-Man suit. But, of course, that makes people look like he just ran away, which is not very good. Yeah. So Brock does his news report on the identity of Spider-Man and unmasks Flash Thompson, who I guess is sort of dating Felicia here. I think there's some sort of a thing between them. At some point, they're sort of dating. He also goes after Deborah, but, yeah. It's a kind of sort of thing. It's not really. I always thought it was weird that in the 2002 movie he's dating Mary Jane Watson, when at least my experience with Spider-Man is they really weren't even connected. In this show, they barely. Yeah. Also, Eddie Brock is doing this story, and he's trying to cover this, and they're like, "Oh, it's Spider-Man," and then all of a sudden, they're like, "Oh, you think you'd be smarter than that?" And he's there with Aunt May and JJ, and he's Spider-Man now, and he's like, "What? Huh?" I'm in two places at once. So he shows up. This is when the Kingpin's men shows up, and it's all. Osborn said earlier that nobody is to know that he's healing. He is healing. No one is to know that he's involved. And Kingpin says, "Well, if this fails, then I will have your company," which doesn't happen, even though it does fail. So Spider-Man comes in to save the day and save Flash. They activate the Spider Slayer. Okay, so he's like, "We need to get the Spider Slayer working," and then Osborn goes over and activates that little. And that's how it starts. Little toy robots. But it's little robot things. That's how the episode starts. But he activates one of those. Spider-Man hits it like a baseball and causes a fire. As they decide to try to get out of there, Osborn tells Spencer Smythe, "Hey, we had a bargain. You finish off Spider-Man. Or no hover chair for your son." So he tells him to take Alistair out of there, get him safe, keep him secret, keep him safe, and he'll deal with it, which results in his apparent death. And I say apparent, although at the end Kingpin says disappearance, which I never caught before, because I guess you can't say death, but he's supposed to be dead. It's presumed that he is dead. Presumed. Spider-Man fights the Spider Slayer and defeats it with its own acid, because, yeah. So Peter returns to where the party is and is called a baby or a coward for leaving. But so is Flash. Flash is called stupid, so Felicia hates both of them. And once again, Aunt May is poking and prodding for him to date the girl that she wants to set him up with. And Eddie Brock is fired for his stupidness. Even though every time Eddie Brock comes up with something, JJ is 100% behind him and then just fires him because it doesn't work. But you went along with it, JJ, so you're not smart any smarter than he is at this point. But yeah. And then the end of the episode sees Alistair Black. Because I'm looking at this DVD right here. See? Alistair Smythe. And they reach an agreement to help take down Spider-Man once and for all. Yeah. And the reason that so it's not very clear at first why Osborn wants to stop it, but then once you see he's working with the Kingpin wants to stop Spider-Man so that he can keep his criminal empire. How can I have a worldwide criminal empire if my New York, yeah, it's fine. I've never been a fan of these Spider Slayer episodes. The next one is probably another one that's not really as memorable, but you got to get through these to get to the rest. Yeah. Certainly, season 3 and 4 will be one of those. We got to get through this. We got to get through this because season 2 is my favorite season, and season 5 has a lot of have some decent multi-parters, but season 3 and 4 are kind of. Season 4 is the shortest, so it's the easiest to get through. It's only 11 episodes in season 4, so yeah, this one was fine. So it's very short because there's not much to say. So, what are your thoughts on this episode? Leave me a comment, share, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.